Tropical Storm Imelda updates for September 29, 2025. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Pew, and I have some great news. The National Hurricane Center has updated the projected path for Imelda, and it looks like she's going to be turning pretty much immediately to the east. And it's weird to say, but it's really thanks to Hurricane Humberto for being a really strong storm in close proximity. Hurricane Humberto and Imelda are about 600 miles apart from each other in this moment, which is causing the Fujiwara effect. And basically, all you gotta know about the Fujiwara effect is when you have two tropical cyclones or low pressure systems within 800 miles from each other, they kind of dance with each other and they spin counterclockwise, at least for the northern hemisphere. And in some cases they merge into one low pressure system. But in this case, Hurricane Humberto is much more stronger than Imelda, so he's pretty much guiding the dance. But also when you get to around this latitude, we have westerly winds, basically meaning that the winds aloft go from west to east. And we can see this too. We look at 500 millibars or midway to the troposphere, so we generally have a high pressure somewhere around the deep Atlantic. And this is one of the main factors of why we see tropical storms and hurricanes come from the east initially and then start drifting to the east. And this is because high pressures are clockwise flow. And when you get much further up in latitude, the temperature gradient between the hotter air and the colder air is much more drastic, which is why we generally see a jet stream around this area. And so when you have a jet stream, you have high winds aloft, which is really good shear, which hurricanes don't like. And that's why when you see hurricanes reach around this latitude, they kind of drift to the east really fast and they kind of just disintegrate. And we saw that with Hurricane Erin, and we just saw that with Hurricane Gabrielle. And the same thing is going to happen exactly to Hurricane Humberto. And taking a deeper dive on Humberto's and Imelda's relationship, they're going to create a bit of a trough. And what's going to happen with this trough is we're going to have more westerly flow where Imelda is, and that's why she's going to be pushed to the east. And so the great news, or I guess not so great news today, is that we only have a marginal risk for flash flooding. But for any other day after today, we do not have any flash flood risk. So for South Carolina and North Carolina, you guys are already seeing some showers and some isolated thunderstorms from both the outer bands, but also from the stationary front that we've been seeing sitting here for the past few days. And you guys will see continuous precipitation throughout the day, but for North Carolina specifically, tomorrow you guys will see some more showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Rainfall totals from today to tomorrow are looking about 1 to 2 inches, especially around the coastline. But speaking of flash flooding, I do want to point out the marginal flash flood risk in the west and northern Rockies today. So what the northwest coast is going to be having is we're going to have a plume of mid-level moisture that's going to be advected into this area, bringing a lot of showers. But in addition to that, that low pressure that we've been seeing in the southwest is going to be advecting some mid-level moisture north. And so throughout the northwest, but also in the eastern Rockies with the remnants of that mid-level moisture, we're going to see some isolated showers and maybe a thunderstorm.